Hey everyone, welcome to Dallas Vintage Toys. Owner Sean Nice with video game expert Rowdy.
What's going on, everybody? We got a great collection of video games that came into the store, and Sean and I are excited about showing some of these things off because they're right in our wheelhouse of just nostalgia and fun. Sean, you had a Game Boy, right?
I did have a Game Boy. I had Tetris, Mario, I had Terminator 2, Zelda. I might have had more games, but that's just everything that I remember growing up with as a kid.
And this Game Boy right here is actually almost 100% complete. It's missing the foam layer on the top insert. Other than that, it has everything else in there. The Game Boy is in pristine condition, and it was a lot of fun testing that thing out, I'll tell you that. But,
Ooh, reading material.
Ooh, yes, manuals as well. So we have some of the manuals to go with the games, which I know my collectors are always looking for. Sean's also standing next to a Japanese import PlayStation 1 and a TurboGrafx 16. Now, this was a system I didn't have as a kid, so I didn't have a whole lot of experience with it, but it did come with some fun games.
Look at the games. What is that?
Look, it's the game card.
What is that?
They're cartridges like you've never seen, guys. They're not discs, and they're not little like the NES cartridge. But the import PlayStation will play PlayStation 1 games. We had a couple of games with it here. There's an import Tournament Fighters 94 and a Capcom vs. SNK Pro. I did have that, and I think I still currently have that in my collection. One of the cool little things would be one of these little video cassettes right here. This was something you would have gotten with a pre-order for your game at like a GameStop.
VHS?
A VHS, ladies and gentlemen, not a DVD.
Is it sealed?
It is still sealed. This is still sealed.
Kid's like, I ain't got enough money for a video player. I'll just stick with all these consoles.
But Sean, you also had an NES as well as I did as a kid.
I did, and I saw this up here in 1943. I mean, this was a bunch of... that took a lot of my coins back in the day. So,
that was definitely a quarter eater. So was Blaster Master when I played that as a kid. That ate a lot of quarters when I played that. There's a lot of classics that came in this collection. We've got Metal Gear Solid 1
did you
and
play
2.
Metal Gear?
I did.
Was that the one where you hide in a box?
Well, that was a later edition, but
Okay.
yes, the same series. That is Solid Snake, everybody.
Okay, yeah.
And then down there is Snake's Revenge, and we still have, what is it? Legend of Zelda for the original gold cartridge edition. I know, Sean, you played the crud out of that. I played that a lot.
And what was after you beat it, you type in Zelda to go to a World 2?
You would type in Link.
Link?
You'd use
Okay.
Link as the name, and you'd get a harder version of the game to play.
Yeah.
Because you needed it to be more difficult. Same thing with Mega Man 3. Mega Man 3 was a very difficult game, but I loved the Blue Bomber. I've been a big fan of that since the original NES series.
See, my friend John, that was his jam, Mega Man 1 through 6. I never owned one, but I would go over there and play. But I mean, he was good at it. I'd just sit back and be like, no, man, you got this. I'm good.
Shout out to anybody who knows what the Metal Blade weapon is. Metal Blade Mega Man 2. That's the ultimate Mega Man weapon.
I think I played Platoon also. I don't know if I played Narc.
I know I played Predator down there with Arnold on the cover. And I know I played Narc. Narc was a solid staple in the arcades that I visited. That was where you played an undercover cop going in and busting drug dealers. It was very violent for the time. Parents had to have it was the equivalent to the M rating on the game. You wanted to have something to tell all the kids.
Mature 8-bit pixelated violence. Got it.
Well, you'd shoot people and they blow up into limbs. So.
And what were your thoughts on Metroid?
Metroid was one of those games that confused me as a youngster. But
see, I played it too, and I was like, I think I'm good. But I know it has an amazing following. Just back then, when I was like a child,
that was one of the games where my older brother would play it and make him seem like a wizard to me. Like I'd be like, I don't know how you're just running through this game and gunning through everything. But it's definitely a staple of the NES. And I mean, we got a whole lot of Battle Chess, Dragon Spirit, A Boy and His Blob. Now, there's something I don't think I played as a kid.
I remember seeing it in the Nintendo Power magazine. I did subscribe to that.
I did have a subscription as well.
Now, I never called the hotline, but
that brings us to the SNES. This was something I got for my 10th birthday with a copy of Super Mario World. Stayed up all night with my older brother and my best friend Joey. Shout out to Joey. And we beat that crud out of that game. That was a lot of fun. But I did end up getting a lot of the stuff that you're seeing here. Some of these are in pristine, almost mint condition. Boxes are great. Manuals are in there. But there's a lot of very rare games. Sean, you had a Super NES?
I did. I had Game Boy all the way to N64 and then to Wii. I remember renting Secret of Mana and Chrono Trigger at Blockbuster, and we got pretty far in, 2-day rental? Mm-hmm. And once again, my buddy John, he would always forget the manuals at home, then Blockbuster would
give you a call.
Slap on the fees. No, they wouldn't call you. They just charge you out the wazoo.
I do remember.
Then he had this also. I mean, he had all the weird stuff. He had the Super Scope also, and
I had the Super Scope as a kid. That was a fun peripheral. But yes, the Super Nintendo Mario Paint. This comes with a pad and a mouse, and you do fun things.
I have never seen anyone draw or paint as well as Rowdy yesterday.
I got the skills to pay the bills, is what he's trying to tell you guys.
Yeah.
But one that just recently re-released is a classic. This is Super Mario RPG. This was a collaboration between Squaresoft and Nintendo. It started off as a conversation in an elevator about whether they could cross over the Final Fantasy characters with the Super Mario characters. One thing led to another, and then the developers created this great game, which is now a classic of the Super NES, and they just released it out on the Nintendo Switch, which is something that I'm hoping to get this year.
What are these two things up here?
This would be a converter for you to play Famicom games, Super Famicom games on your Super Nintendo. Yeah, those are the Japanese versions of the Super Nintendo games. And this would be a version of a Game Genie for the Super Nintendo, for you to take your games and add cheat codes or hack them, so to speak. Speaking of the Game Genie, Sean's got the original one right there for the NES. We still have one in box. Actually, that's the
John also had this crap too.
Yeah.
Cheater.
Beat your friends. And guys,
Street Fighter.
Down here at the end of the line, we've got the Nintendo 64. This was something that I was super excited about as a kid. Yes, GoldenEye.
This was my friend Joe Joseph.
Here, let's turn this around so you
I
can see all the graphics
I would
on the back
remember
there.
where you would respawn and everything, and then Joe got mad, and I think he would always throw the controllers and break them.
Proximity mines were my best friend in 007.
What was the level where they had the big monitor, and then you go outside the back door, then you come in with the restrooms, you respawn?
Oh, yeah, that's the facility.
Yeah.
I played that a lot, too.
I think I had that one memorized. And then you had the one where you just slap fight. You're like, then the golden gun too.
And Odd Job was always a cheap character. If you were playing Odd Job, you were definitely not playing right. Guys, this is a copy of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. This is a special collector's edition with the shiny cover still attached to the box. This is beautiful. It comes with this great manual that shows you everything that you need to know about the game, unless you're an expert like Sean and me, where you just play the game without the manual. So
challenge accepted. Have to have another cup of coffee to remember all that stuff.
Right. But this is just some of the fun stuff we've been getting in at Dallas Vintage Toys. We're not just doing action figures, ladies and gentlemen. We're bringing back all those nostalgic feels with these great games and this fun collection. And this is just some of the stuff that you can find here at Dallas Vintage Toys or on DallasVintageToys.com. Be sure to check all of our social media, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok, to keep updates with everything that we got going on in the store. Guys, this is Rowdy, hanging out here with Sean.
Was this the one with the sky hook?
I think so.
I had difficulty with that. Just went down memory lane. I'm like, I'll stick with the other ones. I'm not going to challenge anyone to that one, but.
Well, we'll see you guys next time.
And bring in some video games too.
Absolutely, guys. Remember, we will take in your action figures or your classic video game collection. So, till next time, we'll see you here at Dallas Vintage Toys.
Thanks for watching.